Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, IFBB Pro, Matt Butale, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about something that I've seen sort of trending in the media space here. Maybe you guys have also been seeing this trend as well, and I'm here to iron out some creases for those of you that, of course, don't know what's going on, or at least you can't really wrap your head around it. Maybe you don't spend much time in social media, which that's honestly, I'm jealous of you. I work here, so I see this shit all the time, and I'm just addressing something that I think is annoying today. Just being honest with you. All right, Duke, what it do, man? What's happening? Thank you for tuning in. Let me know how your day is going. What's happening, Duke? What's happening? All right, guys and girls, if you're new to this podcast slash live stream, I just want to let you know that you're welcome to drop any comments and questions at the beginning or throughout the episode, and at the end, I'll try my very best to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, just letting you guys and girls know that. All right. So if you are dropping comments and questions as they go throughout the live stream, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just focusing on what I need to talk about so that the people listening on Apple Podcast and Spotify can actually get a clear soundbite. Cool. I'm gonna drink some water. Let me know how your day is going, Duke. What's up? Today we're gonna be talking about body positivity is not fat acceptance. And I have a guest coming on. I didn't mention it yet. I have a special guest coming on Saturday, who's a good friend of mine who just earned his IFBB Pro card, and he's also, we'll say disabled for the lack of a better term. He was born pretty much with one leg, and he was still able to get his pro card. I'm going to be talking to him on Saturday. His name is Kirk Moore. All right, Kirk Moore, and I've known him online for about almost 6 years or something like that. We've been in this group chat called Alien Age. We'll break into that on Saturday if you want to tune in. We usually don't do episodes on Saturday and Sunday. But this Saturday we'll do something special for you because his story is really fucking inspiring and it does tie into what we're talking about today. So with that said and with that out the way, we'll be diving into today's podcast episode not very soon because right now the microphone doesn't want to cooperate. So we'll just take advantage of this time, and you guys and girls can let me know how your day is going while I fix this and set this up here. Okay. All right, that seems to, I don't even know if this is okay. That should be okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. So the microphone here is good, but I don't know about YouTube. I hope YouTube's microphone's good. All right. So Town Square says, what's today's topic? So today's topic is, and again, trigger warning if you need one. Episode 139, body positivity is not fat acceptance. And we're going to sort of be talking about literally disabilities and people being dealt the unlucky hand when it comes to the genetic lottery. And comparing that to what I guess now, especially on TikTok, is like viewed nowadays is like common, which is this whole fat acceptance movement and like accepting gluttony and accepting people being lazy and accepting people not taking accountability for their actions and taking responsibility so that they can get healthier because they have that option. Whereas other people, the disability, people that have disabilities, things like of that sort, don't really have the option to, change their health in that sense. They're sort of born with what they got. And I'm here to pretty much drop the hammer on that. So he says, far too narrow a line. Honestly, bro, yeah, we're really walking on eggshells here, but I don't give a fuck. It's called the Meathead on the Mic podcast. If you like it, you're gonna stick around. If you don't like it, then you gotta dip. But I think you got good energy, to be honest with you. I don't doubt you. And I actually appreciate you actually bringing up this question here. I don't like sitting ducks, so I appreciate you. I don't know what your real name is, Town Square Homes too, but I do appreciate you. Just want to let you know that. Mateo says, I hit my newest PR of 1,000 pounds on leg press. Dude, fuck. I mean, leg press is rather easy, but I'm not going to take away from that. I don't know where you're starting. So 1,000 pounds of anything. Bravo, bro. Bravo. Nameless 25 joined. You gave me some gifts there, I think. Phil, appreciate you, Phil. And I generally, oh yeah, dude, you're a real guy. All right, I think you're gonna like this episode. All right, so I just want to let you know, for those of you that haven't tuned into this podcast ever before, it is available on Spotify. It is available on Apple Podcasts. It is called the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Again, Meathead on the Mic podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we go live about 4 to 5 times a week. And today, I want to let you guys and girls know that you are welcome to drop comments and questions. I appreciate the follow, Phil. Comments and questions throughout the episode. And at the very end, I will try my best to answer them. But as I go along, I will be just focusing on getting the proper soundbite for those of you that are listening on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. All right. So with that said, with that out the way, we'll be diving into today's episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's a returning champion, IFBB Pro, Matt Brutale, coming at you with another topic. And today, I'll be breaking down, in my opinion, the true meaning behind what body positivity represents. Again, this is my opinion, right? You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to disagree with it. This is my opinion, all right? And I'm putting this out there because everyone's putting their opinions out there. It's a social media. You can do whatever the fuck you want, right? And I think I'm speaking for a lot of men here when I bring this position up. Okay, just stick around to see what I'm talking about. All right, but before we dive in, please do share this out to 1 or 2 friends or invite somebody to enjoy this live stream with you if you're watching this live. Again, if they either share or disagree with these topics, I think it might be worthwhile for them to join, and we can have some meaningful discourse if that ever does come to it. All right, so let's get into this episode and talk about body positivity. So body positivity nowadays, what I'm seeing on social media, YouTube, the TikToks and all this stuff is some very far left shit. It's very weird. And not to say that I lean right or anything like that. Like, let's not talk politics. I don't really care much about that. But when we're talking about what's right versus what's wrong, I'm seeing what's wrong being pushed a lot more than what's right. And that's not even a subjective thing. That's just like morally objective. Like, what's right, what's wrong. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing what's wrong being pushed a lot more, as in the sense that body positivity is no longer about being proud about the body that you're given by God, in the sense that, if you're born disabled, that's you can still be proud about it because you have a life that is worth living, right? That's how I view it. Now it's more so, you know, my body positivity to me means I can be as fat as I want, and you have to accept it, or that it's okay and that it's right for me to put myself in harm's way, and that you should clap for me, you should applaud for me for putting myself in harm's way. And this is a very narrow line to walk, honestly, especially to speak nowadays. But I personally don't really care much. Like, people have already criticized me in the past for having this opinion and have criticized others for having this opinion. And let's be fair here, it's not the same everywhere around the world. Like, we are in the West here. I'm in Canada specifically, and if you go to Africa, where my ancestors are, or my family members are, being fat, right, is a sense of it, like endearment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to even be able to get fat, you must have resources, a lot of resources, more than you know what to do with. So much so that you're able to eat yourself into being overweight. So it's like a status symbol over there. But it's still not the same type of weird, perverse sort of thing that goes on in the West here. Whereas, like, you have to accept people, being fat. You have to accept, all these, like, just fucking weird notions about fat being beautiful and stuff like that. Like, in Africa, they'll never push that on you. They'll just say, "Oh, a fat king is a good king. They eat well." But they would never say a fat king is a beautiful king, and that you should aspire to be beautiful is in this sense, and like that this is, what we were pushing for in terms of beauty and standards. Like, no way. Even though they do respect the people that are fat there, I've always noticed it was kind of ironic to me that they never pushed for people to sort of look that way, even though it's a status symbol, which is ironic. But anyway, let's come back to the West here, because this is where most of these problems even live. This is like a first world like problem, not even a problem, a first world perspective. This whole body positivity being something that is like this coveted fucking version of self-respect that you have to abide by. And it sort of falls in line with a lot of things on the left-leaning agenda that I'm not going to talk about. But again, we're just here to dismantle the fact that being fat is healthy, because it's not. It's fucking not. Okay? It's not. Period. Point blank. Body positivity, in my opinion, is for the genetically unfortunate, not your fat, soft ass. And I'm coming at you with full guns blazing. All right. And maybe it's not you listening to this on the other end of the mic. Maybe you're not fat. Maybe you are, but you understand that, at least I hope at the very minimum, at the bare minimum, you understand that, carrying a lot of body weight is not healthy, and that it's not something that people should shoot after. It's not a sought after thing, to put your health on the line for whatever reason, any reason. Okay, it's not something that should be sought after. Okay, this one's for those people that are born with cerebral palsy. This episode is for those that were born with disfigured limbs. Shout out to my boy Kirk Moore, who just turned pro with one leg, born that way, couldn't do a fucking thing about it, but he still fucking thugged it out and made his dreams come true. That's body positivity, in my opinion. Being so positive about your body that you never let anything hold you back. And that's being born with certain conditions. This episode is for those people that are born without vision, with Down syndrome, with hearing issues, or the extra chromosome, whatever it is. This episode is for those people that most people don't understand and that are afraid of. They need body positivity, not you. You just ate a bunch of chips and fucking ice cream and now you're fat and you want people to fucking clap for you. Fuck that. Yeah, this really kind of does sound mean, but this might be the kick in the ass you need to wake up. Like, it's not cool. And you can't force people to fucking want to think that like this shit is like beautiful. It's not. When has it ever been? And as I said, going down to Africa or even some other parts of the world where being fat is viewed as like a status symbol, it's still not pushed on the general society to be fat, because they do also understand that it is unhealthy. So why do we act so fucking weird here in the West? I don't know, but I'm here to fucking do my part in dismantling it, because I would hate for my kids to grow up in a world, they're going to grow up in the West, in a world where these things, like the wrong thing is always perpetuated. When it comes to fat, when it comes to, we're not even going to talk about sex. We're just talking about fat now, right? Because that's a whole different playing field. That's something else. That is something else. You know what I'm saying? Those people that were born with the unlucky genetic lottery with disabilities, those people are the people that need the body positivity. They need to be pushed in society to be encouraged to do this, to do the things that they want to do, because they're too shy. They were born into a life where they didn't win the genetic lottery. Like, let's just be honest. And most of them can't even communicate that. Seriously, think about that. Like, how big is your ego for wanting to get bum slaps and claps for fucking eating yourself into a sickness, when people are born to a sickness and they can't even communicate it? Some of these people, like, but you were born healthy. All right, you were born able to speak, walk, think, and move independently. And forgive me for being juvenile, you can wipe your own ass. Some of these people actually can't. You are blessed. Too blessed to be bitching and moaning that other people need to accept your gluttonous habits that is leading you closer to heart attacks, diabetes, and cancer, and an earlier death. You're too blessed to complain about not going to the gym, because it's fat phobic to go to the gym. What the fuck even is that, fat phobic? What the fuck is that? I swear to God, what is that? Like, I'm not even old, man. I'm only 20 fucking 4 years old. I'll be 25 next year. And in my entire life, even growing up, like his insults and stuff and all that, I've never ever heard of, like, no one has ever called me a fat phobe. No one has ever, like, this is some new shit. And I'm a new person. I'm brand new, bro. I was just born yesterday. And this is some new tech to me. So, like, what is this nonsense? Like, you're too fucking privileged and you don't even know it. This is the West, eh? The only thing that's positive about your version of body positivity, if you are obese and you say that fat acceptance is body positivity, is your diabetes test. That's it. The fact that you can bathe yourself, drive yourself, feed yourself without anyone's assistance is something a lot of you lazy fuckers take for granted. And I'm not saying that you listening to this are like fat and lazy. Like, no, this is my opinion towards the people that are pushing this agenda, saying, oh, well, you have to accept, you got to date fat people. You got to love fat people for being fat. Like, you can love fat people. I'm not, I love fat people. Some of my friends that I love near and dear are fat. Who gives a fuck? Right? But I'm not going to tell you that it's healthy. I'm not going to tell you that it should be sought after. I'm not going to tell you that it should be the fucking poster of the magazine. That's fucking wrong. And that's salacious. And that's evil. It's manipulative. You're allowing people to sit and bathe in their own fucking negligence and bring themselves closer to an earlier death because of what? I don't even know. Like, you want to make them feel more comfortable. You want to, like, include them more, which is ironic as fuck, because they're going to be here for a shorter period of time anyway. If you keep on doing that, like, it's not healthy. It's a disease. Like, it's, bro, this is like, I'm tired of this soft ass snowflake sheep ass mentality when it comes to this quote unquote body positivity mindset that allows you to, like, eat your way into a fucking early grave and then bitch and moan about how airplane seats should be bigger for you. Huh? Like, I'm fucking tired of hearing you whine that you need bigger towels, bigger chairs, and bigger clothes. You're being sold at certain shops to cater to your obesity. Like, what the fucking shit is that? Like, I don't even, like. Come on. Like, as again, going back to Africa, and being fat, like fat being a status symbol, right? Like, again, if you are large, if you're fat in Africa, like, typically you're very wealthy. And it's because you can eat a lot. And it shows other people, okay, well, like, yeah, this, you got a lot of resources to be able to eat this much, right? And even there, they won't fucking push you to do the things that they're trying to push you to do over here in the West. What is that? Like, why? What is going on here, bruv? Like, okay, look, like, this is the truth, man. Whether you like it or not, this is the truth. It's unhealthy to be fat. And you know that deep down. And if you want to disagree with me, your joints are disagreeing with you. Your heart is disagreeing with you as it pumps as much blood as it can throughout your enormous body. And I'm not even saying that to roast you. I'm saying that because statistics show that you are closer to death the heavier you are, especially if you're morbidly obese, which is why you see people on my 600-pound life die quick, or at least do everything in their power to lose that weight so they can live a longer life for not only themselves but for their children and their loved ones. It's just facts. Since when did fucking science become subjective? And of course, this goes on for many other things, but we're just talking about fat here, all right? Because don't know what kind of water some of you guys are drinking, because I just don't know. Science just seems to be like make believe to most people nowadays, and emotions tends to replace what science is now, or at least in the general opinion. Because for those people that actually have their heads screwed on, like the people listening to this episode, or I mean, yeah, if you're probably still listening to this episode, you probably have your head screwed on properly. Otherwise, you'd have been too offended and triggered. You would have fucking signed out, right? It's on some sheep ass shit. But like, if you have your head screwed on right, this is old news to you, and you're just like nodding your head. You're like, oh yeah, fuck. Like finally, someone's saying something, because most people don't want to talk about this. I don't know if they're afraid, if that other people are going to judge them for having their own opinion, but I don't even think this is kind of my opinion. I think this is like the general consensus when it comes to like health, when it comes to right versus wrong. And I'm not saying I'm right and that you are wrong. But what I am saying, there is a right thing and there is a wrong thing. And I'm talking about the right thing. This is not my opinion. Although this, I did say it's my opinion, you can't deny the objective fact that being fat is not healthy for you. Point blank, period. Period. Because the truth is, you can change how much fat you have on your body. The truth is, you can change how much food you put down your mouth. The truth is, you can change how little or how much exercise you do. You can fucking change all that. These are all variables that you can have the control over should you decide to. But my neighbor with cerebral palsy, no, they don't have a fucking choice. My friend with Down syndrome, no, she doesn't have a choice. My brother who's got one leg, shout out to Kirk, no, he has no choice. He's just born that way. My supporters that are deaf, that gotta like watch this on closed captions, they don't have a choice. They're born deaf. They can't change anything, but you fucking can. You can. You're overweight, you can change that. But being born with a disability, you can't. They're born that way. So get your head out of your ass and stop panhandling for sympathy because you're too fucking lazy to take accountability for your own fat loss journey. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get it. It is hard, yo. It's not easy to lose fat. Like, I've helped so many people do it. It's fucking hard. I get it. I'm not telling you to walk in the park. But what I am saying is that it is something that you can change. It's something that you can do to improve the quality of your life. You weren't necessarily born obese. And even if you have thyroid issues, you can still mitigate and control that a lot more than someone born with cerebral palsy or with one leg or with one arm or with no limbs. Like, think about that. Grow up. Stop being a fucking snowflake. Like, you can call me an asshole. I really don't care. This is called the Meathead on the Mic podcast. So there are going to be some episodes where I lash out and I'm like a straight up meathead. And then there are other episodes where I just want to educate you guys. This is one of those, I won't even lie. I'm kind of heated up here. I'm kind of pissed. So this is one of those meathead asshole episodes, but I don't give a fuck. You can tune out if you want. Okay. And if you want to stick around, then it's because I guess we're in the same tribe here. I'm not buying into your lies and your virtual signaling. I never fuck will. Get a grip, literally. Like, go to the gym, grip a barbell or dumbbell, and get to fucking work. You can change this, eh? This is only an insult because you believe it's an insult. If you fucking think it's an insult, that means you're fat and you need to get to work, and you can change that. It's not permanent. It's not as permanent as a genetic disability. So stop begging for sympathy from strangers. Just stop. You're fat, and that's fixable. Okay. Like, it's fixable, okay. But if you want to argue with me about your version of body positivity, it's just like you have to be, fat accepting and all that stuff. Well, try growing another leg to replace the one that you don't have. It's impossible. I may have been blunt and a bit harsh in this episode, but I hope you got the message. Like, honestly, guys and girls, I'm done. Period. You can fix being fat. You can't fix being born, with one leg. So just honestly, do better and stop fucking panhandling for sympathy. It's not going to do any good. It's only going to bring you closer to death. Do the fucking hard work. Have the hard conversations. All right, that's it. That's all. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Again, guys and girls, the price for the Natural Nomad Academy will be going up to, I'm not going to tell you the price actually, but it will be going up on the 31st of December, 12 a.m. So if you do need coaching or want coaching and need IFBB Pro Matt Butale, myself, as your head coach, you can shoot me a DM on any social media platform. Just search Matt Butale, MATT space BUTALE, and shoot me a DM. Honestly, we don't accept everybody. Not everybody does qualify, but if you do qualify, you will be able to lock in the price for this year at the end of this episode. All right. So definitely reach out and check that out if you haven't already. MATT space BUTALE on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. Shoot me a message and I'll see if I can help you out. All right. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right. Podcast episodes recorded. I'm going to be reading some of the comments here. I got some fucking pretty juicy comments and I want to just read them. I appreciate you guys and girls tuning in. So I got my boy Jason Harrison. Shout out to Jason. I can see you there on YouTube. He says, I always considered quote unquote body positivity. He says, body positivity as a statement on unchangeable aspects. So if you can change it, why accept it? Exactly. So that's pretty much the core of this episode. If you can change it, if you can change the amount of fat that you've got on your body, then why do you have to accept it? Right? Whereas the person with cerebral palsy or the person born with Down syndrome or the one leg or whatever it is, that genetic disability, those people that didn't win that genetic lottery, they can't really change that. So I mean, body positivity would be for them in that sense. So I'm 100% with you with on that. Uh, uh, Jason, you know what it is, bro. Man, Dalen says I pulled in right at the end. Fuck, it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. Ben, what's good? Shout out to everybody. So my boy Phil here is tuned into the whole episode. New supporter. Appreciate you, bro. He says, so Money Talks says, I love your vibe, man. Keep hustling. Appreciate you, bro. He says, I appreciate you being a ballsy dude. Appreciate you, man. Right back at you. Got the follow there. Do your thing. Says Jet. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, you're from Toronto, Canada. Sick, bro. We're neighbors. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. So Phil says, sadly, realize you don't want this as a part of a dialogue, but politics has stimulated the fight. I mean, the only reason why I'm not going to talk about politics is because I am mainly based and rooted in fitness, right? And that's what the theme of all episodes have to, sort of encompass. And not that they have to, but that I want them to. And I don't ever want to stray off into the tangents like that. The last time I did that was during the trucker convoy and stuff like that. And I had one of my clients actually go out. He is a truck driver and he was like recording it and we had it live and going all. But outside of that, I don't really cover politics at all. You know what I mean? There are a few episodes where I jump over if it like really intercepts with the gym, like because the gyms are closed, and I decided to talk about that since it had to do with the gym. But outside of that, I'm not a politician, and I quite frankly don't want to have that type of dialogue with people because again, this is mainly for fitness. I'm a fit pro, not a politician. So Phil says, yeah, so for fat acceptance, right? Totally agree. And it negatively impacts our healthcare system. I do agree 100% in all aspects. Cat sounds his black man. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Your eyes work. Should be grateful. Phil says it doesn't sound mean. It sounds like raw logic. Appreciate you. He says, man, you're a great human being. So true. Um, love them for being a fellow human, but not approving of their lifestyle exactly that's fair play. It's fair ball, right? So again, like just because you're fat doesn't mean like you're less than somebody or like, oh, ew, like you're fat, like you piece of shit. Like, nah, it doesn't even matter. It honestly doesn't matter. Like, I'm just telling you that it's not healthy to be fat. But if you decide to be fat, I'm not going to clap for you, right? Because nowadays people are like, hey, clap for me. I'm fat. Hey, bend the world to my will because I'm fat. Make chairs bigger for me. Make the airplanes fit for me. None of that. I'll still shake your hand. I'll still hug you. I'll still love you. And I can still hate you. I'll still treat you like a normal human being if you're fat, period. Right? But what I'm not going to do is put you on a pedestal because of it. period. So I like that you said that there, Phil, honestly. Humble Hooligan says, okay, so Jess has been trying to call you. Why did you block her after she tested positive for chlamydia in her throat? TikTok is a magical place, isn't it? She's freaking out. You guys kill me, man. I see the crazy shit on fucking TikTok. This is crazy, man. Um, Phil says it's a fact. Facts offend far too many people, too many deniers. Absolutely. Science has become completely subjective nowadays, which is weird. At least in the West, not worldwide, because honestly, we are the laughing stock when the world looks at us. The West speaking. The issue, yes. Yep, but self-esteem has to change first, totally. It's easy to stay defeated, takes self-esteem and effort to address fat. Nothing in life is worth having it easy. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I agree with you on that, Phil. Like, you're just spitting facts out here, bro. Says, this dude says, this dude is nobody's fool, respects buddy. Dude, we're on the same page. You're in my tribe, bro. You're a real meathead. Meatheads unite. Let's fucking go. He says, just you and me left here, big boss. Would appreciate your input / need coaching. Okay, interesting. Definitely, bro. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram if you have Instagram, or Facebook if you've got Facebook. Just search on the search bar for Matt Butale, MATT space BUTALE. And you can just shoot me a DM and say, hey, I was tuning into the podcast and I'll honestly remember you because your name is Phil. All right. So yes, sir, right back at you. I don't blame you for not wanting to get into the political subject. Honestly, you and I, we could probably have our own private discourse. But outside of that, man, no, I really want people to understand. Usually, honestly, what I usually talk about on this podcast is like, fat loss tricks and mindset tweaks that you need to have in order to get the most success out of your fitness journey, in order to build more muscle, in order to burn more fat and things of that sort. But then sometimes we'll go off on these tangents, and I'll just sort of speak back to that echo chamber so that it's not echoing as loud. You know what I mean? Totally. We'll DM you. Awesome, bro. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Good brother. Appreciate your focused approach. Fuck yeah, bro. Much love, my guy. Shout out again from the 6 from Canada. We're neighbors, bro. Duke Birdman, appreciate you for joining. Duke says, yeah, I wouldn't want you to clap. I wouldn't want to clap for you harming yourself. Definitely, bro. 100%. Duke also says, there's a guy on Instagram who has no legs and he's just phenomenal, and I'm so inspired by him. Dude, exactly. Like, that's the type of body positivity I like to see personally, because that person isn't letting their genetics hold them back. And that's something they cannot fucking change. Whereas fat, you can definitely change. Right? So Dalen says, no, I just joined at the end. And Duke says, bro, Dalen, you're good, bro. Just watch the podcast. He says, I'm going to watch it while I eat. Ben, thank you for joining. Natural Nomad in the house. We've got our fucking athlete in here getting ready for his very first show. And we're going to talk about that a little bit once we get closer. Ben, you skinny boy. Dalen, you're fucking hilarious. Powen, what's good? Appreciate you for joining. Tristan, what's good? Kime, what's up? Duke says, honestly, Lizzo is mostly to blame for it. You kill me, Duke. I mean, Lizzo's one of those characters in that sphere, but I wouldn't blame Lizzo entirely, because someone had to walk for Lizzo to run, right? So that's what it is. Love you, bro. You know what it is, Phil. Have much respect for you as well. He says, gonna bounce. Expect that DM. Would love to buy you lunch sometime. I appreciate you, homie. Definitely, if that opportunity ever does come up, and I do have the time because I'm super fucking busy, why the fuck not? All right. But outside of that, I'm looking forward to your DM. Enjoy your motherfucking day. Thank you for tuning in and actually not being a sitting duck and actually communicating here, bro. So, Phil, shout out to you. Town Square Homes, too. Shout out to you. Nothing but love and respect. You know what it is, bro. Hope you have a sick day. All right, people. That is it. That is all. We'll be back again tomorrow with another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Peace, love, motherfucking protein. IFBB PRO Matt Butale signing out. Boom.